In the previous episode, I ranked the dinosaurs with tank builds. So today we'll move on to another equally powerful role. Welcome to the assassin tier list of dinosaur builds. Utahraptor, Lone Blade Predator. When played solo, the Utahraptor like a large frame assassin, slow but steady. It can go toe-to-toe with mid-tier predators, something most smaller raptors simply can't do. Its attack range is wider than the mini raptors, making it easier to land hits, especially during chases. Even without a pack, it maintains high DPS and has strong snowball potential after 1v1 encounters. However, this build isn't as fast as the pure speedsters, so it can whiff against smaller, highly agile opponents. Still, in the hands of a player with good timing, solo Utahraptor firmly sits in A tier. Microraptor, Sky Phantom. This is an assassin build that relies heavily on the map. When cliffs, dense canopies, or elevated perches are available, it shines with its signature glide ambush playstyle. With the right landing angle, a Microraptor can dive with enough momentum to deliver a strong burst on the first hit. It can move between trees via branch hopping, approaching targets from angles other raptors simply can't use. Its small size and silent movement also make it nearly invisible when operating from the canopy. But on flat terrain, its performance drops by almost half. After the initial ambush, its sustained damage is extremely weak. And once forced to fight on the ground, Microraptor has almost no way to outplay opponents. I rank it in C tier. Troodon, Nightblade Reaper. Troodon is an assassin build that plays with an attrition-based style, focusing on speed, precision, and chip damage, making it stand out from the burst-oriented raptors. Instead of all-in, Troodon relies on a series of light, rapid hits that drain the opponent's stamina, disrupt their movement rhythm, then finish them once they're too weakened to fight back.
Game over.
With just a few light hits, the target is already affected by the Venom debuff, forcing them to disengage or die exposed. Troodon also gets a vision buff at night, letting it shift from a standard assassin into a true night predator, drastically increasing its ambush success rate. Lightweight, agile, and great at slipping through tight terrain, it excels in hit and fade engagements. With its offensive abilities and environmental adaptability, I rank Troodon in S tier. Bambiraptor, the Paper Assassin. This build is often misunderstood as a mini velociraptor. It has high intelligence and quick reflexes, but its overall stat spread doesn't support a true assassin. Too fragile, not enough damage, and a burst that simply lacks punch. And ironically, that's the core of its problem. It can't shred same-tier targets, so it's forced into constant hit and run. It takes too long to finish a kill, making it very easy to get third-partied or countered mid-trade. Bambiraptor isn't terrible, but nothing strong enough to lift it out of D tier. Velociraptor, Swarm Fang Striker. Velociraptor is the iconic member of the raptor branch. Fast, intelligent, great control, but in actual combat meta, its raw stats just aren't strong enough to stand alone. Its extremely high agility lets it dodge well and create attack angles that larger builds simply can't match. When it runs in packs of 3-6, where Velociraptor unlocks Swarm DPS, a state where many small bites stack into a surprisingly high burst. In teamfights, Velociraptor functions as a finisher, dumping rapid damage onto targets already knocked down or distracted. But when solo, its damage is low and heavily dependent on perfect combo execution. One missed strike or a slight counter can cost more than half its HP. B tier is a very fitting rank for Velociraptor. Ostroraptor, Long Shadow Reaper. Ostroraptor is the assassin with the longest reach in the entire raptor lineup. However, its larger size and long-bodied heavy front build make it much harder to execute clean burst combos compared to more agile raptors. Its bite and sweep range far exceed that of typical raptors, giving it excellent tools for initiating combat or cutting off escape routes. When chasing targets on flat terrain, that extended reach makes it noticeably easier to land hits. While it can't burst fast, each attack is heavy and puts real pressure on the opponent. But the trade-off for that reach is a heavier frame and reduced agility, making it prone to whiffing combos or getting countered by more nimble builds. With teammates creating distractions, Ostroraptor's so OP. But when solo, it's much easier to kite and punish. Similarly to Velociraptor, Ostroraptor also sits at a solid B tier. Shibuya, the Hollow Assassin. Its only real strength is excellent night vision, but its kit is completely unsuitable for an assassin role. Its attacks are weak, mobility is limited, and it can barely apply pressure. Low damage, not enough to threaten targets or open combat. Weak legs, poor chase. Can't keep up with mid-tier prey. Of course, Shibuya is placed at the very bottom of the ranking, in F tier. Atrociraptor, Bonebreaker Master. This is a more meaty, close combat version of a raptor. Playing as a semi-bruiser assassin, it can dive in quickly, deliver moderate burst damage, take a few hits, and then disengage. Its higher body mass allows it to tank attacks better, avoiding the one mistake equals dead problem that lighter assassins often face. Atrociraptor excels in quick initiation, pressuring targets with solid burst before backing off when countered. However, the speed of this build is only average and does not match that of the Velociraptor. Easy a tier for Atrociraptor. Halskaraptor, the Duck Raptor. This build shines in swamps and shallow water, using stealth and mobility in the water to ambush prey. It moves faster underwater or in shallow water than most opponents, making it easy to set up surprise angles for kills. But its niche is extremely narrow. It's only effective in the swamp biome. Outside of that, its rank drops significantly. Average low damage. Deals decent damage on surprise strikes, but lacks the DPS to sustain in long fights. Certainly C tier. Deinonychus, Crimson Pouncer. Deinonychus is the quintessential pure burst assassin in the prehistoric meta. Its pounce takes advantage of a perfectly weighted body and powerful hind legs to generate massive impact, opening up extremely painful combo chains. The classic pounce/disengage combo creates a highly efficient trade loop. In 1v1s, its high attack frequency allows it to continuously chip away at opponents. When in a pack, multiple pounces stack into an insta-shred, tearing down even larger targets. The only real weakness is its reliance on perfect timing. Miss your combo and you're in trouble. It's no surprise that Deinonychus sits firmly in S tier. And that wraps up our Assassin Dinosaur build tier list. Which builds do you think deserve a bump in rank? Which ones are begging for a hard nerf? Which build will appear next on Tierworld? You decide.